All right, good morning, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. Purpose of the first appearance so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, I presume that you're innocent to these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the state attorney's office can prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release today, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know your next court date will be. And if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have the right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. And I need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Joe Lee Allen. Morning, Miss Allen. What's your date of birth?
9/2/77.
All right, Miss Allen, I have 7 charges today. I have trafficking in drugs, which I think was heroin. We have possession of oxycodone, possession of clonazepam, possession of methadone hydrochloride, possession of Dilaudid, and possession of marijuana, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for all those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State, what do you got?
Judge, in 2015, she had a criminal mischief. In 2014, a trespass. In 2014, a petty theft. In 2013, a violation of probation. She was in the Department of Corrections from July of 2008 through March of 2009. And that was on a possession of oxycodone from 2008, or 2007. From 2007, there was also a DUI, felony petty theft, 2 of those. She was in DOC from February of 2007 to May of 2007. She has a failure to appear from 2006, petty theft from 2006, possession of paraphernalia.
That's probably good.
Okay.
Miss Allen, I have an address for you on Radford Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
3 years.
All right. You have a job these days?
Yes.
What do you do?
I clean houses, Airbnb houses.
Okay. All right. On the trafficking charge, I'll set your bond at $5,000 on the possession of controlled substance and the oxycodone, $2,000 each on the marijuana and the paraphernalia, $1,000 each. That's a total of $15,000. I'm going to have you back in court on January 29th. Very important that you contact the public defender if you get out. If you can't get out, they're going to come see you at the jail before you go to court. All right? Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet. Danya Lee. Morning, ma'am. What's your date of birth?
September 12th, 1973.
So, Danya, I have 2 new charges. I've got a driving on a suspended license and providing false name to law enforcement. There's probable cause for that. It appears to me that you're currently on felony probation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have a probable cause arrest for the VOP. There is probable cause for that as well. As to those charges, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
A public defender, please.
I'm going to appoint the PD. The bond on the VOP, of course, is going to be no bond. That's coming back January 29th. On the 2 new misdemeanors, I'll leave the bonds at $500 each, and we'll have those back also on the 29th of January. The public defender will come see you before you go to court and help you out with this, okay?
Sir, I have a question.
Sure.
My son is currently facing the death penalty, and my violation cannot be reinstated. I have a job, I work.
John, to tell you the truth, it quite likely may. The charges are not serious. It's quite likely they will, but I'm not the guy that can do it, unfortunately. I'm just a hard-working county court judge. We've got to send you back to circuit court to have one of those people do it. Public defender's going to come see you right away. If there's a way to get that done, they're going to. I'm not making you any promises. I'm just saying it seems like this is one where they might do that for you, but you have to get to circuit court to have that happen, okay?
Okay, thank you.
James Dowling? Morning, Mr. Dowling. What's your date of birth?
33/1958.
All right, Mr. Dowling, you're hearing a warrant out of Highlands County. The judge who signed that warrant found probable cause for 4 charges: unlicensed contracting, grand theft, scheme to defraud, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device, and set your bond at $2,000 on each count for a total of 8. If you can post that bond, you can get out of jail here, go to Sebring, find out when they want you back in court. If you can't post that bond, we'll notify the folks in Highlands County. I'll give them 5 days to come pick you up. If for some strange reason you're still here in 5 days, they'd bring you back to see me, and I'd find out what the holdup is, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Joe Edwards? Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
2/23/7.
Joe, you got 5 charges today. I've got 2 counts of ag assault, 1 count of controlled substance, 2 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I don't have a lawyer. Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State, what can you tell us?
Judge, he was in DOC from
Sure.
January of 2012 through March of 2017. 2011, there was a failure to appear. 2011, providing false names to law enforcement, loitering and prowling. In 2010, an assault. In 2010, an aggravated assault, 2 of those. 2009, battery. 2007, driving on a suspended license. 2007, a violation of probation. 2006, a disorderly conduct. 1997, a failure to appear.
Okay,
And then a bunch of burglaries for that as well.
okay. Joe, I've got an address for you in Oakwood Drive in Hudson. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
2.5 ever since I've been out of prison.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
I used to have
Okay. What did you used to do?
lay pipe,
Okay.
pipe company.
When did you stop laying pipe?
Like a month and a half ago, 2 months.
Okay.
Laid off or whatever.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $2,000 on each count. That's a total of $10,000. You'll be back in court on the 29th of January. If you get out, you have to stay away from Bayfront Spring Hill. You should contact the public defender as soon as you can. If you can't get out, they'll come see you at the jail, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Sure.
Stephen Langone. Morning, Stephen. What's your date of birth?
12/6/84.
Stephen, I got 2 charges today: trafficking in heroin and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
Judge, he was released from Department of Corrections he was in there from January of 2018 through August of 2018. And that was on a possession of a controlled substance from 2017. There was a sale of a controlled substance in 2017. Possession of a controlled substance. Possession of a controlled substance. possession of a harmful New Legend drug, possession of a controlled substance. All those were in the same case. In 2016, he had a violation of probation. 2016, a possession of paraphernalia, possession of a controlled substance. 2015, a resisting arrest without violence, a violation of probation. 2010, violation of probation. 2010, an aggravated assault. 2008, petty theft.
That's probably good. Thanks, Melissa. Stephen, I got an address for you on Elgin Boulevard. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
My whole life.
All right. You got a job these days?
No, sir.
How long has it been since you worked?
Couple years.
Okay. Let's set the bond on the trafficking at $15,000, on the paraphernalia at $1,000. That's a total of $16,000. You'll be back in court on the 29th of January. If you get out, contact the PD. Otherwise, I'll come see you at the jail. All right?
Right, thank you.
James Mezzacapo. Want to, sir, what's your date of birth?
10/08/76.
I have 3 charges for you today. I have trafficking in heroin. I have possess an altered firearm with an altered serial number. Possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for the charges. As to the charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, sir.
Appoint the PD. State.
Judge, he was in DOC from August of 2011 through January 2012. That was on a violation of probation from there's a bunch of burglary of a structure. I'm just counting them up now.
Right.
From 2008, 6 of those, and then 2005, a bunch of driving charges, and 2002, a failure to appear.
Okay. And James, got an address for you on Idlewise Court in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
It is, sir.
How long have you been there?
20 years.
Right. You have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Landscape design.
I'm going to set the bond on the trafficking at $15,000, on the 2 other charges at $1,000. That's a total of $17,000. You'll be back in court on January 29th. Very important that you contact the PD. If you get out, if you can't get out, they're going to come see you. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dwayne Gomes.
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. Gomes, what's your date of birth?
10/10/76.
Mr. Gomes, they have, in your case, 5 charges: trafficking in heroin, possession or introduction of contraband into a detention facility, resisting with violence, possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, sir.
I'll appoint the PD. State, what do you got?
Judge,
Oh, he's got open charges.
and he was in custody from April of 2011 through September of 2017.
Right. He's got a pending case, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Hang on. Same kind of thing.
That's what they were from earlier in the month, it looks like. At this time, the city would request a recommitment on that.
Right. Okay. And Dwayne, you still on Powell Road?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, in your case, on the new charges, I'm going to leave the bonds per the schedule, which is 25 on the trafficking, 2,000 on the introduction, 5,000 on the resisting, and 1,000 on the 2 misdemeanors. That's a total of 34,000. I'm going to move that to the 15th of January. That's where your other charges are coming back.
Yes, sir.
And then, because job number 1, when you've got pending criminal cases, is don't pick up new charges. Pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your pretrial release in 19 CF 2363. So we're going to hold you without bond, at least until you get back to court on the 29th of January, or the 15th of January. Judge Toner can revisit your bond when you're back there. At that point in time, public defender is going to come see you before you go to court in January, okay?
So I'll be able to bond out when I go to court, back to court on the 15th?
That's up to Judge Toner. You're not going anywhere until then, and then when you get in front of Judge Toner on the 15th, that will be an issue for discussion then, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Jonathan Stutter? Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
May 21st, 1983.
All right. Jonathan, this is driving under the influence. There's probable cause for the charge. As to the charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private
Yes,
counsel.
I do.
What's that?
I want to represent myself.
Okay. State.
Judge, we have no prior record.
Okay. Hang on. And, sir, I have an address for you on Desert Sparrow Avenue in Weekiwachi. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long you been
Yes,
there?
Your Honor.
How long have you been there?
Right on.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Yes, I work over Green Woods.
Okay. All right. I'm going to set your bond at $500. I'll have you back in court on the 29th of January. Okay?
Your Honor, can I say something?
Yeah, you can. You have to just back up on the mic. You don't need to get close to the mic like that. It's easier
Okay.
for me if you don't. What would you
Okay.
like to say?
I couldn't do the urine test.
You got to back up.
Because I was-
You got to back up.
Okay, I couldn't do the urine test. I was too nervous.
Right.
But shortly after, I had I could pee. But the deputy and the other deputy wouldn't receive my urine sample.
Okay.
But I did not refuse to take the urine sample.
Okay.
Jonathan,
can I make a suggestion? And I don't know what
Yes.
your situation is, but that's a fairly important issue, and one that will be difficult to handle by yourself. If you can afford a lawyer, I encourage you to get one. If you tell me right now you don't think you can afford a lawyer, then I would be happy to appoint an attorney from the Public Defender's Office so you could discuss that very issue with them. I can't do anything for you this morning, but other than tell you that that's an important issue that you should discuss with an attorney. So
yes, Your Honor.
can you afford an attorney, Jonathan, or do you need the public defender?
Public defender.
All right, I'll go ahead and appoint the PD for you. I'm going to leave your bond at the $500, like I said. When you get out, make sure you contact the public defender and do it right away so that you can discuss this issue with them and they can start working on your case, okay?
Public defender.
Very good?
Okay.
All right, and you'll be back in court on the 29th of January.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What am I back in court for?
Well, you've been charged with driving under the influence.
And I wasn't. Yes.
Okay. You've been charged. I found probable cause. If you were listening at the beginning of the session this morning,
Yes.
I said, I presume that you're innocent. Okay? That's the presumption. That's going to stay with you unless the state can prove the case against you. But the way that happens is you've got to go through the process. The first step in that process is an arraignment. That's where, if they're going to formally charge you, that will happen. But you've got to come to court on the 29th. Okay? I don't get to determine you're not guilty this morning. So I'm not doing that. I'm just saying you got to come back on the 29th. You've got to discuss the case with the public defender before that, okay?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes. All right. And Damian Goodman.
Sorry, you ready?
Morning, Damian. What's your date of birth?
07/27/1988.
Damian, the charge is grand theft auto. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the PD. State, what do you got?
Your Honor, in July of this year, he resolved a disorderly conduct. Charge was a reduction from a battery. In 2014, there was a failure to appear on an unregistered vehicle. looks like that is all that we have.
Okay. All right, and Damien, do you live on the Star Road address? Is that where you're at now?
No, sir.
Where do you live?
1056 Avenue
In St.
North,
Pete.
St. Pete, Florida.
Okay. How long have you lived there?
A couple weeks with my parents.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
No, sir. I lost my job about 3 weeks ago.
Okay. What sort of work were you doing?
Truck driver.
Okay. All right, Damon, I'm going to set your bond at $500. I'll have you back in court on the 29th of January. If you get out, make sure you contact the public defender right away, okay?
All right, yes, sir. And also, I had an injunction hearing today. Is that anything?
Well, you can certainly appear by phone on that, but the jail staff will have to help you with that.
Well, it was at 9 this morning, so.
Okay, well, then you missed it.
Yeah.
So you have to deal with that when you get out, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Joe.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right.